Okay, this should be a quick review. Nothing new, just 3 problems here, and then you're going to take a little quiz on this. So it's solving the logarithmic equations. It's called the one-to-one property. The one-to-one property refers to the fact that if you have the same thing on both sides of an equal sign, there's certain instances where you're allowed to just cross them out, and that's what you do here. So number 1, you cross out the logarithms. You get 4 minus 3r equals 13. And then from here, it's real basic stuff. Subtract 4, negative 3r equals 9. Divide by negative 3, and r equals negative 3. So that's sort of the easy version of these problems. Number 2, we have a log on both sides. Now, I want to just review. When a log has no base, that means it's base 10, and it's called common log. Okay, so anyway, the logs cancel out. 28 plus m squared equals 2m squared minus 3m. When you have m squared, that means you're dealing with a quadratic, and to solve a quadratic, you need one side to equal 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract m squared to get those like terms together. I'm also going to subtract the 28, which it does not have a like term to combine with, so we're more just carrying it over to the other side. So the left side works out to be 0. The right side, 2m squared minus m squared, is 1m squared minus 3m minus 28. At this point, to solve a quadratic, you have a choice. You can either factor it or use a quadratic formula, and I believe this one will be fairly simple to factor. We want two numbers that multiply to negative 28 and add up to 3, and I believe that's negative 7, positive 4. They multiply to negative 28, they add up to negative 3. Now set each one of these factors equal to 0. Bring this 7 over, you're going to get positive 7. Bring that 4 over, you're going to get negative 4. And those are the answers. Except that there are times when those answers aren't the answers. And I need to have a calculator ready. Sorry about that. Oh, I want to move this over here. There we go. And we need to check and see if these are right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type this into the calculator. So function, the regular log button, base 10 log button, 28 plus 7 squared. And then I'm going to type the other side into the calculator and see if I get the same answer. If I get the same answer, that means it checks and I'm good. So 2 times negative 7 squared minus 3 times, oh, that wasn't negative 7, that was positive 7. Glad I caught that. Okay, so plugged it into both sides of the equal sign, 1.8865, 1.8865. That works. That is a good answer. Now we need to do the same thing with negative 4 and see if that's a good answer. And I'm going to be lazy about it. I'm just going to go up here and change this 7 to a negative 4. Change this 7 to a negative 4. Change that 7 to a negative 4. And again, the same answer, 1.6435. And then up here, same thing, 1.6435. So that is also a good answer. So those are the answers, and that'll often be written like this. I'm sure you've noticed that in the answer keys. Not that you have to do it that way, I don't really care. Let's check. So 3 and then negative 4, 7. All right. Because those quadratic ones are a little more difficult, I have a second one I want to review. Also, there is the instance of having extraneous solutions, so I want to review that. All right, so both of these are log base 8. They cancel out. We want one side to be 0, so if I add this 3r over here, I've got like terms. I can also take that minus 6 and add 6 to both sides, so that both of these cancel out. I get 0, r squared plus 5r plus 6. Like the last problem, I'm going to go ahead and factor this. And what multiplies to 6 and adds up to 5? I think that's a 3 and a 2. Oh, and both of those would be plus. They multiply to positive 6, they add up to positive 5. Set each one of these factors equal to 0. Minus 3, r equals negative 3. I guess I can do what I did in the last problem. If you bring this over to that side, it's just going to turn negative. And there's my two answers. But are they really both good answers? So I need to go up and do, this time log a, because the base is 8. Negative 6 minus 3 times, I'm going to do negative 3 first. Negative 3. And then I have to do the other side of the equal sign. Function log base 8. Negative 3 squared plus 2 times negative 3. And you can look at those answers on the calculator. They are the same, so that is a good answer. Now we'll go back and change these all to negative 2. Let's see, backspace, negative, so undefined. I don't even have to do this part. I'm curious. I am curious. Yeah, they're both undefined, so that's an extraneous solution, which means negative 3 is the only answer for number 3. And you see it right there. So that's how you do these. And then it is possible, like in number 8, that both of those answers would have been undefined. And if that was the case, you would just go with no solution for your answer. So we've covered this last week. You had a 3-day weekend, so here's a little review. The quiz is 8 problems. Now, about this quiz, in the past, every quiz has counted 10 points for participation. It doesn't matter how many questions you missed. It was 10 out of 10. This is going to be the first quiz that the grade actually counts. So there's only 8 questions. If you get a 4 out of 8, that's a 50%. If you get 8 out of 8, that's 100%. So those points are actually going to count. However, you can do the quiz over and over and over, and you can keep trying until you get 100% if you like. So it's going to count as 8 points instead of 10. Otherwise, I would have to make a 10-point quiz, and I didn't think we needed that many problems. But it actually counts. Okay? As usual, use the comment section or email me with questions, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.